Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SAT Math Question of the Day. Here we have our question. Please try it, pause it, come back, and we'll do it now. Okay. If the system of inequalities is those two things, is graphed in the xy plane, which quadrant contains no solution to the system? They smelled like more than one way to do this. The plain old way and maybe a cleverer way. But the problem is it going to take more time to figure out the clever way than it is to do the plain old way? So maybe the plain old way makes sense. To just start graphing this one. So you go down one, and it has a slope of 2/3. So, but it's a little less than one. So you just sort of
Hold on. Which one? Yeah, go down. Yeah.
This one, right? Now it's
Okay,
a y
good.
less than. So we're going to go like this.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we're going to have to talk about Desmos because there, you have a graphing calculator on the test. So we'll have to consider that possibility also here. Now this one is plus 7, so you go up 7. Now you go up 7 is higher, like that one.
Much higher, yeah.
Well, it's a scale, but it's a -2, so it's pretty steep. And it's a y less than. Yeah, it's a y less than, so it's this way. So, which quadrant offers no solution? Oh, so it's the one that only has one color in it, which is quadrant 2. Seems like a reasonably good way of solving the problem.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think it's a reasonably good way of solving it because it's an SAT question.
Okay.
And not because it's a real question. The reason is, please draw a circle around that point there with it, not at the point, but around the point where the two lines meet.
Okay, I'll do a different color. Red.
There's a circle, yeah. Don't fill it in.
I'm not
Don't fill it in.
I'm not filling it in.
I said, yeah. Okay, now. So the solutions are where the regions where it's colored both green and blue, right?
Right.
How do you know that the crossing point is above? How do you know the crossing point is not above the x-axis? If the crossing point were above the x-axis, there'd be a solution in region 1.
Right.
However, this is an SAT question. And the approximations you made were good enough to demonstrate that region 2 has no solutions.
Yeah.
So therefore, you could add a new piece of information that's not present in real problems, but is present in SAT problems, in that in an SAT problem, as opposed to a real problem, there's only one answer.
Right.
And therefore, you made your approximations, both numerical and graphical, gave incorrect information about whether there's a solution in region 1.
That's right.
However, you don't know. Yeah. However, combined with the SAT rubric that there's only one solution in an SAT question, you could now answer the question and move along. So I bet that if you now calculate the two intersection points and determine whether the intersection of the two lines of the blue line and the green line is above the x-axis, you'll find that it is either right on the x-axis. No, it's not on the x-axis, because if the intersection point of the 2 points were on the x-axis, then there would be a single point solution in the closed 1 region.
Right.
Okay, so I bet that You do the calculation, you'll find that the green line intersects the x coordinate of the green intersect the line of the green intersect green the x coordinate of the intersection of the green line, the x-axis, is to the right, is greater than the x coordinate of the intersection of the blue line with the x-axis. So go ahead and do it. Now it's easy. All you do is to figure out the x's. We want to find the x-intercepts. So you simply set y to 0 and solve and change the inequality. Find the set y to 0. Change the inequality to an equation and solve for y. Okay, so the x-intercept for the first line is 3/2.
Wait. So in other words, we'll just do it. The green line intersects here at 3/2. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, which is the green? No, the blue line. The blue line.
The blue line. Okay.
The blue line is the positive slope line.
The blue line's intercept is 3/2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the green line intersects at 7/2.
So we have to redraw this one. Sorry. We have to redraw this one at 7.
Yeah.
So this one goes here at 7/2.
And it's very, very slopey.
And it doesn't matter. And this
it's
one
come on.
At 3/2. So there they go. This would have to be the intersection point.
Yeah.
So Seth made a very long explanation about essentially what which was an interesting thing that I overlooked, is that the way I drew this, there are actually two possible answers, quadrant 1 and quadrant 2, because there's no intersection. The way I drew it, there's no intersection in quadrant 1. But quadrant 2 is so clearly no intersection. Quadrant 2, there is no way I could have been drawn it really mistakenly. And this is very strong no answer. See, this is clearly very strongly no answer. There's some stuff going on here. And Seth basically said you can't have two answers. So the intuition, which
I said you can't have two answers. Yeah. On the SAT.
Yes, we know. That's your shtick about on the SAT. We know that.
That's my shtick, is that the SAT is not real. It's not a context.
We know.
That is
we know.
That's representative of the math that applies in important situations, like preventing sides of airplanes from popping off midair.
Stop it. We know your shtick. The thing is,
that's my shtick.
That's okay, but you're done. Stop the shtick. My shtick is telling you that's your shtick. The reason why my intuition pointed to 2 is because it's so obvious that 2 has no answers. But Seth's right. This certainly suggests that the intercept. No, the y coordinate of this red point has to be greater than 0. That would have been an interesting SAT question, wouldn't it? They could have said, quadrant 2 is the only quadrant that doesn't have a solution to this set of equations. Is the intersection of these two lines above or below the y-axis? That would have been an interesting question. That would have been more challenge. Yeah, that would have been a more interesting question.
Now that we actually did a calculation to characterize the situation very accurately, in retrospect, Monday morning quarterbacking, there is a strategy that combines the special property of the SAT question with a much more approximate approach.
Okay.
And it goes like this. Goes like this. Let's do it here. Uh, let's draw axes.
Sorry.
X-axis and the y-axis. Now,
Okay.
the blue line has positive slope, and when y is 0, we have x. The only way you could get y to be 0 is for x. No, sorry, no, not y. The only way. Oh, sorry. We have positive slope, and the y-intercept is obviously -1. So the the blue line intersects the blue line intersects. Come on, let me get this drawing thing. Let me get this
The blue
drawing
line.
thing freehand. The blue line intersects. Let's make it blue. The blue line intersects somewhere here.
Using the calculator when we're done with
right?
this.
No calculator, and has positive slope. Right? These are all the possible blue lines with positive slope and intersect at -x. Now the green lines have negative slope. Sorry, let's turn that to green. The green line has negative slope. And when x equals 0, we have +7. So it says so they go to a positive region.
Right.
So these are the possible green lines.
Yeah.
All negative slopey. Maybe a lot very negative. Right? These are all the blue lines.
Right.
Right? And so any green line and any blue line intersect to the right of the y-axis.
That's right.
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 And so and then we're interested in the points that are below and to the left of that are below the green line and are also below the blue lines.
Right.
So every green line is above every blue line, except when you're to the right of the y-axis.
Right.
Right. So there's no solutions.
Yep. So it's right.
In this region.
Right.
Right.
Impossible. Right. Now, this is something neither of us grew up with, particularly in high school, was having graphing calculators. And on the digital SAT, which is now the new SAT for USA students, high school students, you have a calculator at your fingertips. My suspicion is that many people will do this problem with the online calculator. So we should therefore do it with the online calculator. So let's clear all drawings, go to the calculator, and let's do it. And I think the calculator will actually handle inequalities, which means that it becomes actually a brainless problem. Y is less than 2. Let's do 2 thirds x -1. Can you believe this, Seth? This is something completely out of our experience from high school. Y is less than -2x plus 7.
Yeah, there you go. Wow.
Right. Woo! Yeah, so here you can clearly see that quadrant 2 has no solution because all the other quadrants have... Wait, quadrant 1 Yeah, Quadrant 1, right? Yeah, look, Quadrant 1 has that little area. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Look, Quadrant 1 has this little area. What is that? A calculator?
It's
That's
kind of a head in the shape of two birds.
that's really disgusting. What is that thing?
And you know what's in it?
A calculator.
It's
What?
and there's no brain inside.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
brainless
okay.
solution.
Great. No, but Seth, stop. Come on, you gotta be practical. Remember, my background is practical. This is a very, very, very efficient, practical way to do the problem. Is you just open up the digit, you open up the calculator, you pop the numbers in, and you realize that this area is not no solution because it doesn't. There's no purple area. There's no purple thing, right? This is purple. That's right. This is blue. This is red. Purple. So a quadrant that doesn't have any purple is the answer. Okay, so we have to be realistic. We have to, and we would not be doing our duty to our whoever listens to this without recognizing that this is a valid, completely valid, and probably the
Okay,
best way to do the problem.
please, try. Yeah, please be more. It bothers me as a mathematician that
Yeah.
your lack of precision in what you show to our audience. Those are those are those are what do you call that? Less than or equal? Weak inequalities. You made them strong
I know because I
inequalities.
don't know how to do it in Desmos.
Does a calculator
We
accept
will
less than equal?
we will find out, won't we?
Yes. Okay. So it's wise to get into the habit.
Yeah.
Get into the habit
Right.
of copying and therefore reading the notation precisely. In some problems, whether an inequality is weak, less than or equal, or strong, less than, is important.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you're practicing for the SAT, it's wise to practice being precise.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
that is the kind of activity that mathematics is, right. It's an intellectual activity where the this kind of precision is characteristic of quality and correctness, quality and correctness, which is
Yes.
what the SAT
Yes. Okay.
measures.
Okay, Seth, you don't have to repeat yourself. I am sorry about that. I thought I was using my brain. The thing that thing.
Well, it's a brainless solution that you followed.
Yeah,
You said it
but
was
I
brainless.
used my brain to consciously decide not to do that because I knew it wouldn't make a difference in the answer.
Ah,
I used my brain knowing, and I'm into speed.
okay.
I'm into speed.
It's like if you're driving a car,
Yeah.
driving a car, and you're making a turn in a on an intersection where there is nobody around anywhere.
Right. Do you signal?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, legally you're supposed to. In practice, it doesn't.
No. Do you signal? One, legally you're supposed to, but it's something you will get away with because there's nobody around
Yeah.
to give you a ticket.
I personally would signal.
Why?
Because it's the law. It's you have to drive according to the laws. You never really know. There could be a cop lurking somewhere, and also it's a habit. It's a habit.
Yes,
It's a habit.
I'd say it's important to not even think about not signaling,
Right.
because signaling works best when it's a habit.
Right.
And so when you study for the SAT, your a goal, an approach. One of our many approaches to studying is build into yourself habits
Right.
that lead to fewer mistakes.
Yes. Absolutely. And I am sorry about this. Although
I don't, I accept your apology, the point of saying this is not for you. I know
Right.
you know, if
Yeah.
it's when it's brought to your attention, you know better.
Yeah.
But it's for our audience
Yes. Yes.
to get them into the habit of being
Yes.
precise.
Right. Yes. So it's not that much more of a keystroke to do less than and then the equal sign. Desmos is very smart. I hope, although I don't expect it, that a solution that Khan will say is hey, just go to the calculator. So let's see what they
Well,
do.
we've never seen it. We haven't seen that before.
We haven't seen that before. So let's.
In fact, when Khan Academy presents an arithmetic simplification, they don't tell. Well, a calculator is used here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
they just show the arithmetic expression, and then underneath it they show the simplified value.
I almost made a mistake. Quadrant 2. Pay attention to what you're putting in as the answer. Don't do the SAT while talking to someone. Okay. Not a good idea. Okay.
Well, that's also against the law when you're taking the SAT.
Right.
Talk to people while you're doing the.
They did use the graphic approach. They did. No, they didn't say. They didn't say go to the calculator, though, did they? They didn't say explicitly go to the calculator. But of course, they did the graphic approach.
Yeah.
But wait. But if you don't have graph paper, how are you going to do? We can graph the system of equalities. Of course, you can if you have graph paper, but you don't have graph paper on the test. So I don't know this.
Yeah. So they didn't discuss how to graph with enough approximation to get to get the right answer when you don't have graph paper.
Right.
However,
yeah. So you have to.
They don't ever say use a calculator.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's really too bad, right? Because they can say we can graph the system of equalities, but on the digital SAT, which this is the digital SAT Khan course on, should say, and by the way, just open up the graphing calculator, and this is how you do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, but they essentially did it the same way we did it. There's really only one way practically to do this problem, which is to graph it one way or the other, either approximately or more precisely or with the graphing calculator. So I think we're done, aren't we? Yeah. So I like your casualty, whatever the word is, being casual. Okay, so Seth Chaiken is a PhD in math from MIT. He's been a professor emeritus in computer science for many years at SUNY Albany. I'm Seth's brother. I have a PhD in mechanical engineering from Columbia University. I sort of take the practical approach. I can make a few more. I'm sloppier than Seth, obviously. Certainly less mathematically precise. And then we are here to really go over the different approaches on SAT math questions, offering different views. Yes, Seth, you're dying to say something. What do you want to say?
Yes, I'm dying to say.
Okay, what do you want to say?
That in second retrospect. Second retrospect.
Hold on.
Tuesday morning quarterback. As soon as you graph.
Which graph do you want to see? Okay,
the top one.
I'll leave them both there.
As soon as you graphed the red line, you see that the red line is separated from the second quadrant.
Right.
And so you could see immediately, since all solutions are below or on the red line.
Yeah, quadrant 2 has to be the answer.
There are no solutions here.
Right.
And then combine that with the SAT rule.
Which Seth is obsessed about.
Which Seth is SAT rule.
There can be only one answer.
one answer.
Yeah.
Only.
Boom, you have it. Yeah.
Only one answer. You could just pick two.
That's
and
right.
then
That's right. That's right.
bingo, you're done.
So that was the implication at the beginning. Is there a clever way to do this problem?
Yeah.
But you'd have to think about it a little bit, and it may be faster just to do it. But yes,
Yeah.
this is related. This is related.
My take of it is that in a class, if your teacher gave you a lot of practice with systems of inequalities in the plane, these shortcuts will occur to you much more readily. But our impression is that the teachers give a lot less practice with inequalities than they do with equations.
Right. Yeah. Seth's insight here was related to Joel's immediate feel that quadrant 2 was the answer, without really worrying about quadrant 1, because it's so clear that quadrant 2 wasn't the answer. But yes, you're right. All you had to do was graph the red line, and realize that that's the only possible answer. And quadrant 2, there's no way quadrant 2 is part of the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now the other thing is that you cannot make it the corresponding argument with the green line, because the solution because every quadrant has solutions to the green inequality.
Exactly.
So a mathematical remark about this is that with index, with not just linear, but convex, no, in general, if the origin, right? If the origin has a neighborhood if the origin has a little neighborhood, little circle around the origin, little neighborhood around the origin, like that, right?
Right.
Little origin. A little neighborhood around the origin, none of whose points are solutions.
Right.
Then, well, let's see,
why are you making it so complicated?
Can there be solutions in all quadrants?
Look, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, and I think the deal is if the origin is not, if there are no solutions around the origin, then at least one quadrant has no solution.
Yeah.
And then the problem is finding which one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we're done. Then in terms of approach studying, Khan Academy is great because they tell you essentially what is on the math SAT, probably English as well. They give you 600 or 700 questions that you can go through, and after you go through those, because that tells you what the content is on the SAT, you go to the College Board and take their practice tests, and then you're really ready for the SAT. And always keep an eye on that there's usually more than one way to do the problem, and some ways are more efficient than others. Okay, so I think that's it for today, right? And if you please dislike our videos, please give comments, and if you have any SAT math questions, please email them to us at satmathquestionoftheday@gmail.com, and we'd be happy to do them online instead of doing one of these questions any one particular day. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Bye.